It is here. My book is here. Yes. And I love, love, love the aesthetics and how it came out. It looks wonderful to me. Yeah. So, this book, you can go on my website and purchase the hardcover and or the soft cover of the sales. You would pay $7 plus shipping and handling. Now, the shipping and handling fees are on top of the $7. Yeah. Then there's tax, of course. Now, what is this book about? So there are multiple reasons why someone could be struggling with the upkeep of their home, okay? And one reason could be a loss. Let's say you lose a loved one. Your parent passes, your husband, your wife, your child. They all can be catastrophic and present with different outcomes for each person. Okay, so I lost my father years ago, and the result on how it affected each of his children presents different. Okay, there are 6 of us living today. Okay, so each event is going to show up different for each person. And there's a multitude of other reasons why someone can struggle with maintaining their home. This particular book is The Erased Heir, The Fall of the Firstborn. Okay? There are step-parents out there who don't like their stepchildren for multiple reasons. I do believe, I'm not a clinician, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not trained in any way to diagnose the reasonings. But I personally believe jealousy. This person is jealous of the relationship that the other parent has with their child. They represent the past relationship. I believe that person is also jealous of the past relationship and the resulting child. So this child would be treated differently than the other children. Okay? Because it is not their child. So in this book, it is talking about a father and son. Father, son, and grandmother. The grandmother becomes ill at some point, and the father meets a woman, and this woman does not like the child. Now, all of those reasons, the grandmother becoming ill, the woman, the new woman in the guy's life not liking the child, those 2 reasons alone can present, show up where someone may struggle with the upkeep of their home. And then in this particular story, the grandmother passes. Another issue, the father is trying to hold the household together and is struggling. That is where this petition comes in. I believe that anybody who is struggling with these issues should receive housekeeping services, and it should be covered with their medical insurance. I believe anybody who is at least 6 weeks postpartum, if you're 6 weeks or under postpartum, I believe you should receive free housekeeping services via your medical insurance. If you have postpartum depression, postpartum psychosis, you should also receive housekeeping services. If you're elderly, now I do know there are some who receive housekeeping services, but I believe it should be more. Okay? I think each person who has limited mobility due to their age or limited mobility in general, I think you should receive housekeeping services for free. Now, in my website, okay, there is a page where I describe a little bit of why I think somebody should receive housekeeping services and a little bit of who, okay? Now, there is a button for this book where you can purchase this book. There is also a button. There is also a button where you can sign the petition. In the petition, I want you to list any reason, because there may be a reason where I have not mentioned, okay? Like, my daughter, she is, she had an accident years ago, and she had to have multiple surgeries, okay? It was suggested, here, Marianne Gabriel, hello. Now, it was suggested, she mentioned that she should have received housekeeper services. Now, because she was 8 at the time, yes, it should have been her, even though I was doing the housekeeping work. If I had someone coming in, cleaning up weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, it would have made me tending to her needs that much easier, because I was being nurse, I was mom, I was chauffeur, I had no car and I was her chauffeur. I had to figure out how to get her around with her 2 broken legs. Yeah. So taking one task off that list for me would have been such a help. And that is essentially what this petition is about. I would love it to have, by the end of the summer, can we get 100,000 signatures? If you are seeing this and you're like, yes, if you're 6 weeks postpartum, you need housekeeper services. If you're recovering from surgery, you need housekeeper services. If you're elderly, if you have limited mobility, if you have a disability where you're missing a limb, you need housekeeping services. If you agree with this, I would love it if you can go to my website. I will put the link in the description. Give me a moment, because technology is not my favoriteest So give me a minute, okay? I'll put the link in my website, the link in the description in a minute. And I would love it if you can go and sign a petition. And while you're doing this, I would love it if I can have everybody who watches this in the future share this to 10 people. Tag 10 people. Okay? If you know a story where you're like, this person needed or should have had housekeeping services, share the story minus the names. If you are if you have a story personally, I would love it if you can share that story as well. And if you want to share the story but you do not want to name yourself, give yourself a different name. Okay? Your name can be Candida. My last live I said Mary, but Mary is watching, so Mary might not want to use her name. Call yourself Candida. Call yourself Jane Doe. Call yourself John Doe. You can say, I know this person. Just share the story. And then what will we do with all these stories and signatures? We would take them to the lawmakers. Okay? I will share this with every insurance provider. And we will work to get this bill on the table. Share, like, comment, and tag somebody. Thank you.